Okay, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all honor, glory, and praise unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Archakbadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule and teach well and who I learn from daily. All right, peace, blessings, salutations to the hopeful elect Akim, pushing this word with truth and sincerity. Shalom to the sincere believer, listener, part of the house of David. All right, the Akim and Akwat, listening and learning. All right. Israel consists of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. All right, salvation is for you and you alone. This includes the speckled birth Israelite foreigner who may look like the heathen, but their father's line goes back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. All right. This is the brother Karatza of Mena Valley, Las Vegas camp, coming back with another lesson. Lord willing, to be edifying. And this one is going to be entitled Watch the News / Mind Your P's and Q's. All right. Now, tonight, you got that big fight, from with Canelo and Terrence Crawford. All right. But when big events, just as in the times of Rome, all right, they had something called bread and circus where they would, through when they would execute certain things while these main events were going on, were pretty much just a distraction for the people. All right. And so we're gonna see what may or may not happen, all right, in world news, or what the government might be doing, all right. But hey, keep your eyes peeled, especially in these times. Stay aware. We see them do take out certain people during Super Bowls, during other sporting events. Hey, it's no different, from times past. All right, that's why they called it bread and circus. All right. Most of these events are a distraction, so these Edomites, or the wicked in power, all right, can execute their agenda, without the masses knowing. All right. And, you stupid Americans, don't even blink an eye at the news going on. All right. But the elect, all right, the Lord has blessed with eye salve, and discernment, to see the truth for what it is. All right. To see what's really happening. And this is just, a reminder to do so, and being aware in the times that we're in, and all the surveillance that, we know this devil is using. And we got to be careful what we say to leave to be blameless in not only the sight of Yahweh Shem Yahshai, but the sight of the world. The only thing that we should be condemned of from this world is speaking, the evil of it, just as Yahweh Shai said, that the world hate me because I speak the truth. And the truth is that this world is evil. And this place is wicked, especially here, in Babylon the Great, aka America. All right. And that's what we truly want to be, hated from this world, because we, are shedding light, all right, to the wickedness that's going on. All right. And just bringing the judgment, as the Bible says, that Yahweh B'Shem Yahshai is going to destroy this place with thermonuclear fire. But that's it. All right. We just read the scriptures and y'all hate us. But that's okay, because that's the way that the Lord has it. But getting into these, or striving about, and glorifying things that the Lord's doing, that these devils can use as, which they're already using to demonize us. But hey, we don't I'm trying to not glorify, but we don't associate with these acts of these other characters, all right, which we know that this devil has set up, all right, All right, and we don't associate with the 2/3 of our own people. All right, the wicked Israelites not in this truth in Babylon the Great, doing these things. All right, they not like us because they don't have the spirit of Yahweh Shem Shai in them. All right, they don't have the knowledge of this word, and don't live by it. All right, they're not on the same standard. That's why I got this picture up, man, because hey, the TV and what the media portrays, which that's one of Esau's top instruments of sorcery, is the television or the television. All right, his media. All right, shows a different story than what's really going on, because they'll say, hey, so-called black man is the most violent, and he got to do something. But when you look at the outside of the screen, outside of that box that you stuck in, it's really the other way around. Really, Whitey got the knife. All right. Really, the little white girl, grabbing the packets of fake blood to spew all over the place. All right, and if you know, you know. All right, and that wicked 2/3 Jake, being a damn Judas goat. All right, taking the bag to demonize his own brethren, which he might be a terror. All right. Yeah. Don't trust nobody with dreads. All right. I wouldn't. This is But besides the point, let's get this thing rolling. Slacky for the little rant, but it is what it is. This is Habakkuk 2:1. It says, I will stand upon my watch and set me upon the tower, and will watch to see what he will say unto me, and what I shall answer when I am reproved. Right. We taking the position as a prophet. Lord willing, we be a part of that number of the 144,000, even a member of the elect. All right. That's, good enough for me, just to be a part of the first fruits that be delivered. Okay. That, we stand upon the watch and call out, what we see. All right. To warn the people, of Israel. All right. Yahweh Shem Yahshua's chosen nation of what's coming. And we see the prophecies, all right, that the Lord has given us, through watching the news, through, discerning the times that we're in. But the main thing is to be, in a prophetic spirit, which is in the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. And that entails of, being aware of what's happening in the world. Identifying the prophecies the Lord said to look out for in 2nd Esdras, the 9th chapter, Matthew, the 24th chapter, and other prophetic scriptures that indicate these end time signs. Okay? And that's an oath that we took too, that we will stand upon that tower. All right? And we're going to make it known to the rest of the nation. See, and it says, and the Lord Yahweh answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it. Right. All right. That when we read these prophetic scriptures and the things to come, that we're gonna go run and bring that message. Ultimately, that's the gospel, the good news. But in that good news details the destruction of this place. All right. In that good news, we know that the demonization of Jake is coming. We see it. Hey, these devils is trying to conquer and divide once again, which they never stop. They try to separate, you know, Egyptian versus Egyptian, which that goes into, American versus American, which will ultimately go into a civil war. We see how one event can change the whole landscape of things. All right, pertaining to the Charlie Kirk. All right, that just brought out more, hatred from the left and the right, which we don't associate with none of them. All right, you also got Jake and feuding with each other over this. All right, them glorifying that dude as a saint, a soldier of God. All right, but he can't be because he was a damn devil. All right, which you can only be a saint if your line goes back to Yashar Allah, Israel, the true Israelites. All right, so-called Negro, Latino, and Native American. All right, but that's what the Lord said that He would bring was that division. This is Matthew 10:34, and it reads, "Think not that I am come to send peace on earth. All right, I came not to send peace, but a sword." All right, and that sword that's coming is Yahweh Bashim Al-Shai with the chariots, and He showing you the example of it. All right, He's giving you glimpses of what's coming with them UAPs and UFOs that the world calls the chariots of Israel. That's how Yahweh Shai is coming back. All right, deflecting missiles. All right, letting you, giving you a little sample of what's to come. And it says in Zechariah 5, the plague. that's going to be that plague. All right, so hey, He's not coming with peace. He's coming with destruction, man. All right, and judgment. Okay, verse 35. And the part of that sword too is Esau Edom. All right, that's why he's allowing this devil to hype himself up, his pride to inflate itself. He's allowing to execute these laws and get away with what he can right now. He's gonna let him put in that NWO reach, get think that he got it executed, and then he's gonna take it all out. As it says, he beheld Satan falling as lightning from heaven. Sorry, when he reinstate his rulership, think he got it solidified, and the Lord's gonna strike that down quickly. This is verse 35. "For I come to set a man at variance against his father, and daughter against her mother, and daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law, and a man's foes." Yeah, and that variance goes into division. All right, I believe in Luke it says division. It says, "And a man's foes shall be they of his own household." All right. So neighbor shall fight neighbor with swords in their hands. This is what the Lord's creating. All right. This is what these devils in power are promoting. Whether they tell you straight up or do it in the news press, as we see the cruel leader, all right, the king of Babylon, all right, doing, sending those little, we need to be just as violent as they are, sneak dissing, all right. But hey, we know what's really going on, and we know where this thing is leading. But hey, the rest were blinded. Hey, the blinded by the powers that be, enchanted. They won't never get it. Because it ain't for them. They allowing this devil, and his, they tainted it. They stumbling off that wine, that good drink, which really is, it's terrible. Their Western philosophies, their lies, that you got fed with so much, you believe it. It says, 1 Thessalonians 5:1, but the times and seasons, brethren, ye have no need that I write unto you. Right, because we know something's going to happen today, probably. More than likely, I wouldn't be surprised by it. The elect know something might pop off, whether it be, Israel making headlines, some law get put in place. All right. Trump signed another executive order. Somebody get taken out. For yourselves know, we'll find out in the morning or later tonight. For yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord so cometh as a thief in the night. Right. The Lord is using these devils to, lullaby you 2/3 and citizens of Babylon to sleep, man. So when he come, it's gonna be, it's gonna be a shocker. All right, it's gonna come out of nowhere. All right, the punch that you didn't see coming. But hey, the elect is waiting for this. The elect is waiting on the economic collapse. We've been known it wasn't, and been telling you shouldn't be relying on Esau in this world. But yet when you don't get your EBT approved, you in distress. Because you thought, how could he, let a single mother, all right, go without feeding her child? Get the fuck out of here. For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction shall come upon them as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. But ye, brethren, are not in darkness, that the day should overtake you as a thief. Right? We expecting it, so we know, with the signs to look for. We know that by the way these devils is speaking, persecution is coming. Demonization is coming, and they're going to try to blame everybody. All right, they're going to look up search history to get you on any and everything. That's why mind your P's and Q's. Be on point. So that the only thing they could blame you for is teaching the scriptures. And then how stupid are you Edomites going to be looking? These Christians going to, be distraught. But yet, they still going to advocate for them too, because we don't teach the same thing as them. As we see other places in the world, Putin, making it illegal to be, or arresting Satanists. Other parts of the world arresting Christians. All right, what happens around the world then comes to America. Nepal, hey, that's what's soon to be in America. Okay. So it ain't gonna surprise us when this happened. Back in Matthew 10 and verse 16, it says, "Behold, I send you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves. Be therefore wise as serpents and harmless as doves." Right? Be careful with that speech. Don't let it keep you from prophesying the gospel, saying what the prophecies entail, but teach the scriptures at the end of the day. Be wise as that serpent. One of the things Yahushua said, when he was being persecuted was, if you say so, pretty much, if thou sayest. So yeah, if that's what you want to call me, it is what it is. But beware of men, for they shall deliver you up to the councils, and they will scourge you in their synagogues. So, hey, we ain't owe nobody nothing. We don't owe nobody no explanation. If you don't have the truth by now, more than likely you out. All right? And the Lord is going to put a spirit on you to give somebody the truth or not. All right? But we don't owe you no explanation. We don't got to play semantics with you. You know? Hey, some people going to come. Hey, the time's coming where the Lord's going to shut our mouth. Plead the tongue unto the roof of our mouth. So you couldn't get it if we wanted it to give it to you, because this is all controlled by Yahweh Bashim Shai. All right? Make note, Terry. I'm going to grab that. Book of Ecclesiasticus, also known as Sirach. One second. Didn't have it. It's going to be 5 verse 7. And it reads, "Make no tarrying to turn to the Lord, and put not off from day to day. For suddenly shall the wrath of the Lord come forth, and in thy security thou shalt be destroyed and perish in the day of vengeance." All right? Don't put it off. You better get right now. All right? We don't got 2 years. We don't got 3 years. We don't have 6 months. You better get right with Yahweh Shem Shai before the day of calamity. So when you comfy, cozy in your house, all right, don't even be comfortable. You shouldn't even be comfortable. The Lord got, prophets and men of the Lord and the elect on edge right now, man. We know what's coming. I'm looking at any and everybody suspicious, because y'all, you people out there is weirdos. Straight up. This is a Sirach 39 and verse 1. I'm going to read it in the RSV. It says, "On the other hand, he who devotes himself to study the law of the Most High will seek out the wisdom of all the ancients." All right? That's what you need to be doing if you're a part of the hopeful elect. If you're a sincere believer, seek out the wisdom of all the ancients, starting with the apostles on down. And will be concerned with the prophecies, right? Concerned with the prophecies. You should be concerned. In the KJV, it says occupied, preoccupied, busy with the, understanding what's going to happen. He will preserve the discourse of notable men. All right, this truth will be preserved. All right, the teachings is going to be preserved, but sooner or later it will be taken off the internet. All right, famine of the word. But it will be, the gospel is going to be in you. All right, if you're a part of the elect, and penetrate the subtleties of the parables. All right, penetrate, break through, release that knowledge. It says in the book of Daniel that Daniel 12 that this knowledge shall be increased. I'm gonna get this last verse 3. It says, "He will seek out the hidden meanings of proverbs and be at home with the obscurities of parables." Home, that's your comfort. That's the place you go and feel secure. All right, these scriptures, these proverbs, all right, parables, these precepts are safe haven. All right, he that dwelleth with the Most High will be saved by the Most High. Those who rehearse the righteous acts will be saved from those archers. All right, those missiles. So with that, Lord willing, this was an edifying lesson. Believe hey, half of what you see, I don't know how that saying goes, pretty much have discernment and know what times mean. Don't believe everything you hear and half of what you see. Something like that. As the picture on the screen indicates, you only know half the story if you ain't looking at the full picture. Not just what these devils recording and putting and shoving in your face. Alright? But we know the truth. Did I not get that? I think I missed the scripture that I based this whole lesson off of. Let me grab it. This is 2 Corinthians 2:11. I'll leave it off here, lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. We know what he doing. We know what he about. Demonization of Jake, trying to conquer and divide the citizens. All right, divide races, create race wars. Put Judas goats in camps, set up spies, all that bullshit, man. Hey, the Lord ain't gonna let you prevail. Just put it like that. In the end, the truth shall be declared. You're gonna be found out for the wicked devil that you are, and that's gonna be it. So with that, call Allah Yahweh Bashim Al Shai, Kwame Yasharala Wal Bo. Shalom.